Tax season is right around the corner, and there are some important changes to be mindful of. Joining us now is financial expert Chase Lopez from ILG Financial with more on what you need to know before you file. Very important topic, and we welcome you to the show. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So right off the bat, what should folks know?
Yeah, so really the biggest change that we're seeing this year is with the child tax credit. So with the American Rescue Plan, the child tax credit was expanded from $2,000 to anywhere between $3,000 or $3,600, depending on the age of the child and also income levels. Also, with the American Rescue Plan, these expanded tax credits were sent to folks over the past year in advanced monthly payments. So it's important for folks to know that if you did receive those monthly payments over the last year or so, you should still claim that child tax credit on your taxes, because you may have more money on the table that you can have for your refund.
Absolutely. I also understand there are changes for the standard deductions that folks can take.
Yeah, so the standard deduction has actually been increased. So for couples filing jointly, the standard deduction has been increased from $24,800 to $25,100. And for single taxpayers, it's been increased from $12,400 to $12,550.
That's important to know as well. And of course, charitable giving, I know for some people it might have fallen off a little this year because of the pandemic. But what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so the IRS has actually increased the amount that you can actually give as cash to charity. So for a married couple, that's now $600 that you can claim on your taxes as a deduction.
And what about the tax bracket?
Yeah, so the tax brackets have actually been adjusted for inflation. So I'm sure that's been a hot topic here on the news with the inflation readings that we've been seeing. So you may be in a different tax bracket that you were in previously. We strongly suggest that everyone gets with their either financial professional or tax professional to see exactly how all of these changes are specifically catered to you.
And I know a lot of people have been working from home because of the pandemic and wondering, okay, this tax year, can I write off some of my expenses like utilities, whatever else I used within my home as I'm working? Can they do that, or do you really kind of get into a dicey area where you might get in trouble with the IRS?
Yeah, so with the working from home tax deduction, that's really strictly for folks that are self-employed. So employees should be very cognizant of where they're working and how long they're working there, because they may be subject to out-of-state non-resident income tax, So we just want to make sure that you keep track of where you're working, because if you're telecommuting from a different state, you may be subject to that extra tax.
And in the last minute, you said something. You said folks should really be thinking about tax planning year-round. I know guilty, I only think about it around tax time, but why is it important to really think about it year-round?
Yeah, so the further ahead you plan your tax situation, the better chance you have of lowering your overall tax burden. Also, for your overall financial plan, it helps with advanced tax planning. It helps with retirement planning, also with planning for education for a child in the future.
All right. So where can folks find you for more tips on how to make sure this tax season is a successful one for them?
Yeah, so they can go to our website, ilgfinancial.com, and they can book an appointment with an advisor right there on the website.
Chase Lopez, ilgfinancial.com. We thank you so much for those tips this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Have a great Saturday.